Hello, hello. What's up, Mrs. Edmond? What's up, Letty? Hello, Charlie. Who else is here? Tell me if you guys can hear me. I hope so, because I feel like I hear that weird subtle echo that I always get, but you guys keep telling me it's good, so I'm leaving it alone.
Mrs. Duckman.
Well, we know JaneBot's working.
I hear you.
Woo-woo! What's up, what's up? So, I know you guys wanted Tunisian. I started looking up Tunisian and everything felt blah. So, if you guys are seeing something come through your FYPs and whatnot that you want me to, like, figure out or try, whatever, just send it to me. Put it in the live class hub if that's something you're requesting or something. I'm totally down for it. I will keep looking. Drink your water, drink your water. Okay, I will keep looking. But this looked really cool. I've been obsessed with feathers for personal reasons, and I really wanted to crochet one. This could be used as a bookmark, but it does have a 3D element, so it probably wouldn't be, but I could see us using it to embellish, like, our cardigans and stuff like that, because you could totally put this on, we could totally, trying to fix my camera, sorry. We could totally put this on hanging from, like, the lanyards. Instead of palms, you could do feathers. I don't know. You could even hang these from, like, car windows. I just think these are cool. I think these are cool, and I want to see what we're going to make with, like, I don't know. That's how we got into the madness of the cardigan that we're working on, is we just started a cool granny square, and then we had to use it for stuff. So hopefully this doesn't go down another, hopefully it does go down another rabbit hole of creativity. But let me get you guys your screenshots. If you're in the cord, I actually already posted this image in there, so you guys can just download it straight from the cord right there, and you'll have the same image that I'm working with. You can zoom in, you can do all the things. Otherwise, here is what you're looking at. Take your screenshot. Ooh, let me get you the beginning. I just realized. Okay, there you go. There you go. Take your screenshot. This is a little bit weird. I have never done one like this before, so when I say we are all going in blind, we are all going in blind. But, again, we've been doing that so far. It's been good, bad, and ugly. We've learned. Here is what those feathers are going to look like, hopefully, if we have not been bamboozled with our pattern. This is off of Pinterest, and I can totally link this particular pin in the description after the fact. But otherwise, if you guys are in the cord, there you go. It could be really cool for a key ring. I feel like there's a lot of things we can do with this. I also feel like we could even make a bunch of them, and you could use it in lieu of a pom-pom, like with our slouchy beanie. That would have gone really good in those dramatic pom-poms and whatnot. Like I said, also attached to lanyards. Like if you're using them for the hooded cowls, instead of a pom, you could put feathers on there, like 2 or 3. That would be pretty cool. Alright, cool. Hopefully you got your screenshots. 3, 2, 1. We're getting rid of the screenshot. Alright, don't worry, I am going to still be referencing it, but at least now you guys have your screenshots, so when you go to make your second and your third one, you're good to go. I'm hoping we can see this yarn. Do you guys feel like we're going to be okay? I know white is like a no-no on camera, but I feel like I've toned down the light, and I'm hoping you guys can see it well enough, because I wanted to do this one.
Today for some reason, which is unusual.
Aw, Charlie. I have no idea. I feel like I'm always in those modes, but I'm just going through it. I'm going through a chapter, so yeah. I don't know if you are too. Alright, I still lost my pointer. That thing has gone into a deep abyss of, I have no idea where it's at. It fell on my carpet, and for some reason I can't find it. But we're going to use our Knot Slayer, brought to you by Karen. And this is how this diagram looked. It was weird because at first I was looking at this and I'm like, do we start here? Because then when we get up here, how do you chain in 2 different directions? And obviously you can't chain in 2 different directions. So I'm like, oh my god, is this even a valid pattern? But then I got my life together and I realized what's happening. So what's happening is you're starting here. We're going to be chaining. Oh, nice! Yeah, you don't do that very often. So we're going to chain down this way. We're going to chain down this way. These dots are slip stitches. So then we're going to slip stitch back up, chain over, and throw our pattern is what we're going to do. And then as you can see, this is where we start doing our rows. So then we're going to chain up here, working our way that way, chain up here, working our way that way. So that's how this pattern is going to operate. Don't worry, I will walk you guys through it. If you guys are overwhelmed and you're like, there's no way I'm going to get through this, yes, you will. And it doesn't look like we're going to need much yarn, so just grab any random yarn ball that you have. And I'm grabbing just a 6mm hook because it's what I had. I pick whatever you have within arm's reach. It doesn't even matter. We're going to try this together, and hopefully you'll learn how to read some diagrams along the way if you haven't tried it yet. So perfect. And if you guys are new here, I do weekly live classes. Every Tuesday we do a pop-up class. It's usually a smaller project like these diagrams that we find, or random stitches. And then on Thursday we usually are collectively working bigger projects, and you guys can see all of my previous classes on the Get Hooked playlist on my channel, the Get Hooked playlist. So you guys can take advantage of it, tons of free tutorials as a result, but you can also join live. Just set all of the things, set the notifications, do all the things. Perfect. There's my disclaimer. Let's get stitching. Let's get stitching. Drink your water. Let's get stitching. Like, what, Charlie? I'll randomly wear a dress, and when I do, oh my god, last time I randomly put on a sundress, my son looked at me, he's like, where are we going? I'm like, I was hot, and this was cool, because I didn't feel like wearing pants that day. It was funny, though. So, yes, I'm kind of in the same boat. I don't wear dresses very often. I probably will more now. I don't know. We're going to have to try it. Alright, so you guys have the better version of the image, so please reference the digital one that you took, whether it's in the cord or whether it is the one you screenshot. But here's what we're going to do. It says 1, 2, 3, 4 chains right there. Each one of those circles is a chain. And then plus the 4, we're going to go down here. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So chain 12, and then it looks like we're going to turn. So if you've never done any of this before, hold on, sorry, my dogs decided to be dum-dums. Hey, come here. Problem is it's windy here, so anytime any of the patio furniture even like wiggles on the deck, they go crazy and think someone's here. Coda, over here.
I even had them TBH, and it was so short I was like, damn, when did I get this and why?
Alright, so you're going to take the cut side, you're going to wrap it around your fingers and cross back over. I fish my fingers out. Whoops, if that happens, no big deal. Just go back over. Hold that little X. We're just holding that. Drop that back down the back.
Holy moly, Coda and Nova, yikes.
Pull it through. Right? Coda and Nova, 1.0 and 2.0. They are great dogs. They are terrible guard dogs. Or they're really good. They bark at things that don't even need to be barked at. Alright, so how many did we say we were doing? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, we're chaining 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So if we're matching our image, remember this is just it's just a map of where all the stitches go. That's where this is lining up. We just did that and we went down. So now what it wants us to do is we're going to slip stitch. That's what that little dot is. Let me zoom in. There's our slip stitch. I know it's blurry. I know it's blurry. You have the better image. You already took the screenshot. Into the second chain, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 slip stitches. So here we go. I'm going to work in the back bump. I just tend to like that. If you don't like that, you can always just skip this chain and you're going right into the second one. If you go back into this one, it's going to do weird things. So you're going to know you're in the wrong hole if you go forward. You're going to see very quickly. But right there, second chain, slip stitch, you're just yarn overing, that is a word, and pull through all those loops. All of them in one swoop. And how many did I say we're doing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6, 7. I know, I heard it. So if you don't want to work in the back bump, that's where you're going to be going. I want to work in the back bump. It just gives it more of a symmetrical look because you'll have these chains on.
Chicken pot pie for supper.
You'll have these chains on one side and then you'll have other chains on the other side that'll match instead of you having these. So just it's a preference thing, but I'm going to go into the back bump. And for 7, we're going to slip stitch. Ooh, chicken pot pie. Did you make them or did you buy them? That was 1. Slip stitch 2. with the yarn. 5,
Ugh, I finally caked all my yarn just in time for this.
6, and 7. So that means you're making one with me?
I bought them.
So just kind of stretch them out and you'll see it doesn't warp as much. And if it warps a little, it's not the worst thing in the world. It's a stem of a feather, okay? But you see how you have they match on both sides when you do it into the bump versus into the chain itself. So I just like the way it looks better. But you guys do you. All right, perfect. So now that we've done that, we have to go to the right again. So we've gone here, we've gone here, we've gone back up, and now 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm also going to be planning ahead, and we've got these 3 turning chains right here. So not only am I chaining those 4, I'm also going to add in those 3 right there. So 1, 2, 3. So we're going to chain a total of 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's a lot of 7s in this one. Go ahead, 6, 7 it. I don't care. We all hear it. All right, perfect. So this is where things get a little weird. We're going to do just 2 double crochets into that first stitch.
I'm quickly do something, then catch up.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So we're going to work 2 double crochets into the same stitch that those 3 are coming out of. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll make sure it's in that 4th chain from there. So we'll do 2 double crochets, and then we're doing what is 3 double crochets together. So if you've never done that, I'll explain it. We'll go slow. But we're going to be double crocheting into 1, 2, 3 stitches, and then it's going to be drawn together. I honestly am starting to really worry that this is not the right pattern. I think this is AI, but we're going to find out. We're going to find out together. All right. So 2 double crochets are going into that 4th chain. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can still see 1, 2, 3 chains remaining. That's how you know we're in the right one. So we can go ahead. You technically can work in the bump again if you want, but for ease, I'm just going to work into that chain right now just so we can see what we're doing and not make any boo-boos. Oh, double crochet. If you've never done one before, you need to yarn over before inserting your hook. Then you're going to pull up 1 loop, pull up 2 loops, and again, pull up 2 loops. And we're going to do that same thing into that stitch again. So yarn over, going in, 1, 2, and 2. So those 2 stitches all went in the same space. Now, these next 3 ones, we're going to be doing the 3 together. So we're going to start a double crochet here. We're going to start it here, here, and here, and then we'll cinch them all together. If you've never done these, it can be overwhelming, but we're going to go slow. So yarn over. It looks like we're doing the same stitch. You're going to go in there, pull up 1, pull up 2. This is where you're going to stop this time. So you should have 2 loops on the hook. Now we're going to start again. So yarn over, going into the next stitch. 1, 2, stop. You should have 3 loops on the hook. Do that again, and that is us starting. We have now started 3 double crochets. You're going to yarn over and we're going to tie them all together. So yarn over and pull through all those loops on the hook. Let's turn that off. So perfect. Next thing, wants us to double crochet right into the center. So that's a little bit odd because I don't think I have a stitch there, but I will find one. But double crochet into the center, and then we're doing another 3 together.
Sort this yarn out in type 2, and then I'll do a little yarn hole post, and when it's finally all away, as I have 2 draws and 3 bags full of caked yarn. My bad laughing face.
You have a lot of caking to do. So now you're going to do the 3 together, and then we're going to do another 3 in 1 stitch. So I'll walk you through that. So let's first do our double crochet, and remember, we're doing that space in between our 2 chains. And look at that, there is a spot for you to crochet there. Okay, go pattern. You look like you might be accurate. Yarn over, insert our hook. Here's the space in between. Here's the next chain. If you want to double check, 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't want to go into that chain. We already went into that chain. So the space in between just happens to be that little loop right there. So double crochet. Now we're doing another 3 together. So we're doing another one of these 3 together. So we're going to start 3 more stitches, yarn over, starting our first one. Pull up
It's all
1.
caked now, so don't have to cake anymore
Pull
until
up
I
2.
buy more.
And then you're going to stop. Now you're going to do another, you're going to start another double crochet. And we're going to start our third one. I did not finish any of those because we're going to finish them all together right now. Yarn over, pull through all 4 loops on the hook. And now we're doing 3 double crochets into this stitch. So yarn over, insert hook, pull up 1, 2, 2, and you're going to repeat that 2 more times into the same stitch. That is our first row. Hopefully that wasn't too terrifying. Okay, this might be actually working. It's looking like the feather so far. Well, congrats on getting it all caked. I have plenty here if you feel like you just want to, fly on over and start caking my yarn. All right. So now
I was getting confused on in the circle vest.
Yes. That's a double crochet 3 together. So you're getting a lot of practice with that stitch here. We're going to chain 3 and we're going to turn and we're going to do 2 more double crochets into that same stitch. So chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and now we're going to turn and into the same stitch, or 1, 2, 3, 4, into the same stitch we're going to work 2 double crochets. So yarn over and we're double crocheting. 1 and 2. So those 3 chains count as a stitch is what that looks like. So that's why it mimics 3 doubles going into the same stitch. Here's where we're doing the double crochets together. Hold on, just making sure I'm not missing any front post stuff going on here. Okay, so we just did these. So we did our chains and we just did these 2.
Happy fly over to cake all the yarn.
Yeah, I figured you wouldn't have an issue with that. I lightweight think this is supposed to be a front post. Hold on. It says double crochet 3 together, but I don't like that it has a little doodad right there. We have front posts in the center. I see those. I think we're going to move forward as regular. Okay. Anyway, sorry. This is what happens. These look good. These look like they have little hook-de-doos. And this looks like it should be a hook-de-doo. Hold on. I think those are supposed to be front post stitch. Here, I'll pull up the image so you guys can see it, but I think those are supposed to be front posts and not just traditional ones. It's a little bit hard to tell, and because it is just a free image, I can't really, see how it has, a little,
I find it quite relaxing and satisfying when they turn out right.
Right? Right? So yeah, I think we're supposed to actually, because this would be a front post, we're going to have to go back and we're going to have to wrap around the post instead on this last stitch. Now, the first row's done correctly. It's this one that we're starting right here. This looks like we're supposed to be actually wrapping it around that, but it doesn't have that as a stitch. Guys, do we want to wing it with our feathers? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's try doing it this way, and if we don't like it, we can go back. Okay, so let's do the 3 together like we said. We're going to treat them as regular stitches and only front post the center like it shows. 1, 2, 3, we're stringing those together, and then we're doing a front post around that center one. So let's go. Yarn over, we're going to start a stitch, pull up 1, pull up 2. Oh, wait, that could also be front loop. They don't have it in the stitch key. I'll bet you that's front loop. Because this is not looking like the image. It's not giving us the texture. Let's do front loop. Okay, so back it up to just the chains. Boop. Let's stretch it out. And one thing you could do is if you were ever wondering, let's go crochet diagram, front loop only. Crochet diagram, front loop only symbol. Because that way I can show you guys what it should look like if we are reading this correctly. That's what it is. And see, this is, I wish they had had this on the actual, but when you go here, and then I tilt it so you guys can actually see. Sorry. This is not working. But you see how it has that little hump right there? That is what we are seeing. So that means that we are supposed to be in back loop only, and here we are in front loop only. So hopefully you guys can see that. I'm going to put this in our cord too so you guys can learn this stuff. So this is going into our cord as we speak. If you guys want to get in the cord, the link is pinned in the chat under the live class hub section. That way, if any of you guys want that, you have it as well. So that is what we're doing. So back loops only is what we're going to be working in. And then in the next row, those two look like back loops only. Perfect. All right. Well, I'm glad I saw that before we went too far. So back loops only. What that means is when you look at these top loops, and I know I have this in a few of my other videos, usually you grab both loops. Front loops only would be that. Back loops only would be this. And anytime you have that, it's important to pay attention because it's designed to create a certain texture. So we're going to back loop only 2 more double crochets here. So 1 and 2. Now we're going to do the 3 together, but the only difference is we're back loops only. So we're starting 3 stitches, yarn over, back loop only. Don't finish the stitch, so you'll have 2 loops on the hook. Second stitch, that will leave you 3, and here's our third one that we're starting, and now you're going to finish it by stringing it all together. So yarn over, pull through all of those. Perfect, so that's giving us what I wanted it to, which is what gives us those ridges right there. Is those back loops only. Now to get this center part, that is where this front post double crochet comes in. And we're going to do that right now. And where are you grabbing? This center double crochet. So to do that, you're going to yarn over. It's a double crochet, we're just changing where you're stitching. So grab the post going under and grabbing that post. You should see that you are not in stitches, you have a lot of space, and you're just grabbing that post. You're going to pull up this post as if it was your first loop. So just like so. And now you're going to finish that double crochet. It looks scary, but it's not scary, I promise. You're just wrapping it around the post. Then we're going to repeat the rest. So 3 together, back loop only, and then 3 in the last stitch. Again, back loop only. So let's start there, yarn over. Here's our back loop only, 3 together. Hold on, let me make sure I'm not, yeah. Don't accidentally skip, it'll look like you're skipping a stitch because remember, we front posted on this one. But if you want to count backwards, you know your chain is right there. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can always backwards count if you're worried about what stitch to go into. We've started 1 stitch, starting our second, starting our third, all in the back loops, and then you're going to pull through all of them. Now we're going to do 3 double crochets into that final stitch, which is also a chain, so just be aware it might be a little bit snug to get your hook into. You can always try chaining loosely when you do your next set of 3 chains, but grab the back loops, and you're going to do 3 double crochets into the same stitch. There we go. Perfect. So you should have something that looks like that now. And we're already in the repeat, but just for the sake of still figuring this out, here's where we're going to chain 3 again, turn, and we're doing 2 double crochets again, back loops only. I'm double checking, but yes, back loops only. So chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Do it musically. Here we go. Back loops, our first one, 2 double crochets, 1, 2. Here's where we're doing the 3 together. So start the first one, don't finish it. Start the second one, start the third, and then you're going to string them all together. Now here's that center part. On the last row, we did a front post double crochet. But if I do another front post, what's going to happen is you're going to start pulling that center post through this way, and now you're going to actually cause it to weave throughout the pattern. You don't want to do that. You want to keep the three-dimensional element all to one side. So instead of a front post, we're going to back post. And Shayna, I know you struggle with these. I don't even know if you're here today, but I know you're going to watch it at some point and you struggle with these. So here's how I do it. Yarn over. I'm reaching under. I'm grabbing that back post. You're just sliding your hook around it. You're going to yarn over. It is hard because the tension's different than what you normally have, but if you rotate your hook down and you just follow the natural course right there, it'll take care of itself. So you pulled up that one loop. Now you're going to pull up 2 and 2. That is your back post. Now that we've done that, we're doing another 3 together and then 3 in that last final stitch. And if you guys are just joining us, I have the screenshot. You guys can totally, here, let me go ahead and bring that up. For anyone who may want it a little after the fact, let me get it so it's not cropped, because apparently I zoomed in. I still zoomed in a little bit, but you guys get the point. You get the point. Feel free to take your screenshot. This is what we're working with. It is a diagram. And it is available on Pinterest. And if you guys get in our quarter disses, or our Discord, I can actually say that here, we have the images and everything in there, and you guys can get live support and all of that if you end up needing it and practicing it after the fact. It is a free Discord. Feel free to join. Feel free to join. Okay, let's grab more yarn. We're going to do our 3 together. Back loops only. Don't forget, back loops only. So yarn over. And we're going right, hold on. That is the one we front posted, or back posted. So we got to go backwards. There's our chains. 2, 3, 4. Okay, perfect. So here, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to string all of these together. In this last stitch, we're doing 3 in the same stitch. It's going to be a little bit of a tight change in. So 1, 2, and 3. Alright, we're going to do a few more rows to make it a feather length. This one tells us to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 before we change. So 6 rows. So we've done 3. Okay, so chain 3 and turn. 1, 2, 3. And here we're back into back loops only. And we're going to do 2 more single or double crochets into that first stitch. So 1 and 2. Right? Do I got it? 3, 3. Yes. Here's our 3 together. Yarn over. Here's 1, 2. Oops, I split my yarn. And 3. And then you're going to string them all together like so. Here's where our center point is. So we're going to do a front post. So yarn over, grab that post. Give yourself some slack. You don't have to have it as tight. So if you have to stretch that out a little bit, it'll prevent your feather from curling up. So give it a little bit of slack. That's okay. And then you will keep working your double crochet like so. Now we've got our 3 together right here. So 1, 2, and 3, and we're going to string all of those together. 3 stitches go into this final chain, back loop only. 1, 2, and 3. Alright, I'm double checking, but I want to make sure.
Is
we're
it
going to
bad
do
I haven't touched
1,
my thread
2,
project in a
3,
couple weeks?
4, 5, 6. So we need to do 2 more rows of this, and then we start decreasing. Oh my god, you're right, Mrs. Dubman. It's been a minute. It has been a minute since I've seen an update. 1, 2, 3, turn, back loop. We're going to do 2 double crochets. 1 and 2. Now we're doing our 3 together. 1, 2, 3. String them all together. Back post. I'm grabbing that post right there. Go ahead and see how you can grab these real easily. Just continue to rotate it down. And you can always use your thumb to kind of hold that. But just go slow. Stretch this up if you need so you don't scrunch your project down inadvertently. Pull through 2.
I lost motivation
Pull
on it
through
over
2.
a weekend and then got sick.
I told you were going to lose motivation. That's a huge commitment of a project. And how are you feeling, by the way? You were pretty sick. 3 together, but we want to make sure we don't accidentally go into the wrong stitch. So here's where our last stitch is going to go. Counting backwards, we need 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's where we're going to go in. Yarn over, and we start our 3 together. 1, 2, and 3 together. 3 stitches go into the back loop only on this particular chain that I keep forgetting to stitch loosely. 1, 2, and 3.
Doing okay.
1,
Feeling
2,
icky
3,
at times
4,
but fine
5.
other times.
Chain 3.
Watching what I'm eating to see what causes me to feel icky.
Chain 3 and turn. Yeah, you're still in that phase. You're still in that phase. This is our last row of this repeat, and then we've got 2 rows of decreases to finish off this feather. This is looking good. I'm actually really excited about this. All right, 2 stitches go into this first stitch, back loop only. 1, 2, 3. We're gonna chain, or we're gonna double crochet those together using the back loop. So don't finish your double crochets. Don't do your last pull through. Oops, 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 oops. Let's grab the right strand. There we go. And now we're going to bring them all together. This is what we're going to front post. Double crochet. Feel free to give yourself a little slack if you'd like. And now we're doing 3 together again here. So 1, 2, oops, I tend to grab the wrong strand sometimes, and 3, string them together, and then in this last stitch, we're doing 3 all in the same stitch. 1, 2, and 3. Perfect. All right, so we've done our 6 rows. Now we're going to do this decrease. So what do we got going on? You're going to chain 3, and then we're going to turn, and we're going to double crochet 2 together. And we're still working in the back loops only. So chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and actually, nope, I skipped a row. Just kidding. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just kidding. Okay. Chain 3. In that first stitch, we're going to do 1 double crochet. Glad I double checked that. So chain 3, turn. 1 double crochet now goes into that first stitch. 1. Alright, now we're going to do 3 together, front post or back post, depending on where we're at. 3 together, 2 in that last stitch. So we'll do that together. So 3 together, we know how to do that. Yarn over, start your first stitch, start your second stitch, starting your third, and we're going to pull through all of that. Since that center part is on the back, we're going to be doing a back post So yarn over, grab your back post. You can always flip it too if you need to, if that's easier for you to see where you need to go into. And then yarn over, pull through, pull that out of the way. Give yourself some slack if you need to. Pull through two, pull through two. Now you're doing your 1, 2, 3 together, and then 2 in that final stitch. So 1, 2, and 3. We're going to chain all of those, or throw all of those together. Give ourselves some more yarn. And now we're doing 2 double crochets into this final stitch. So 1 and 2. Alright.
Anything with a lot of butter in it cause my stomach to feel icky. But if it's just a little like on toast, it's not bad.
Are you using lots of butter? Is it real butter or is it like the vegetable spread too? Because I think that stuff's also got some issues. Okay, so we just did that. Now we're going to chain 3, turn. And then we're doing a 2 together, a front post or a back post, a 2 together, and then 1 in that last stitch. So we'll walk you through that. So chain 3 and turn. 1, 2, 3, turn. 2 together, back loops only. So we're no longer stitching into this first one because this counts as a stitch and we only want 1 stitch. So we're going to skip this one. We're going to double crochet those 2 together by going into the first one right there. 1 and 2. And you're going to double crochet those together. We're doing our front post right here. So 1. And then we're just repeating. So now we're going to do the 2 together again. Grabbing that back loop. There's 1. There's 2. I'm going to string those together. And then on this final one, we're doing 1 double crochet. 1 double crochet. We're on the last row, guys. I actually like how this is turning out. I might do more of these. Okay. 1, 2, 3. So we're going to chain 3 and turn. You're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're stringing them all together. So we're going to string all of those together. It does not have us do a front post on that final one. So chain 3 and turn. And we're doing 4 together in the back loops. We're still skipping this one, so don't go back into that first one. Yarn over, back loop here. And don't finish it. Yarn over, back loop here. Normally this would be your back post. Notice we're changing that stitch, so just back loop. Don't finish it. We're doing another one right here. And our last one will be in that chain. You should have 5 loops on the hook. We're going to string all of those together. And now we're going to fasten off by just doing that. Pulling it through and cutting it. Cute! There's our feather. Obviously you're going to want to weave in those ends. Let's see, I can show you since we haven't done those in a video in a while, in case you're new and you're like, I've never woven in ends. Charlie, you don't get to claim that to be you. But I always use a yarn needle. And I like to go on the back side if I know there's a right and a wrong side. I am going to go through all of those loops one more time just to tie it off. One more time. And then I'm going to start trying to hide the yarn underneath all of those stitches. So you don't want to create more stitches. You want to try to use the existing strands to hide this strand behind. And you see that with variegated yarn, it can be kind of hard to hide it because the colors change. So
just casually throwing me under the bus here, Jen, laughing face.
Yep. So be careful when you guys when you do have a back side it's nice to hide your strands on the back side because otherwise you're going to ruin the color change on the front, especially with variegated yarn. It is one of the downfalls with variegated, is when you go to weave in the ends, it's very difficult to hide sometimes, depending on the pattern. Some patterns you have like a lot more options. We'll go ahead and do this one down here. Make sure you pull it tight because very often that part of the slip knot doesn't get pulled tight until you go to weave things in. And we're going to do the exact same thing. So we're just going to find an entry point. I'm going to aim for the teal since I'm sewing in teal because it will help me hide it better. And I'm just trying to go under as many of those threads as possible. Strands, I should say strands. It's not thread. We're not going to speak about thread, right, Mrs. Stutman? We're not going to talk about it. And you're just going to go back and forth a couple times. You don't need to get crazy unless you're like using it. If you think it's going to be washed, you may want to go a little crazy and be extra picky. I just am making it just to make it, so I don't know what we're going to use these for. But there is our feather. Oh my gosh, this is actually kind of cute.
No.
I did see another one that we saved. I will pull it up. We don't have time to do it today. Oh, it's very much similar. I also threw that one in the cord. It's it's almost identical. It's got subtle changes. It'll be a little bit bigger is what it'll be. But that one worked out really good. So, I don't know. I'm going to have to make a couple more. I don't know what it could be a bookmark. I don't know. If you use thinner yarn, it might be a better bookmark. But I don't, what would you guys use it for? I really think it's cute, though. It's cute. Alright. So, I have no idea why my camera froze. Is it freezing for you guys, or was that just me? Well, anyways. At least this bottom one appears to be working. So hopefully everything is good. Guys, I am going to go ahead and end just in case we are getting some issues going on. But you have everything here. I will update everything in the chat. Give me a quick break and we will be back on TikTok. So we'll head over to that platform next. And hopefully you guys learned a few things. Can you say something in the chat? I'm really worried that something went AWOL.
Frozen the little one.
Yeah, okay, the little one's frozen. We're gonna ignore the first one. Hi guys, hi. We are still here, it's all still good, but we're gonna jump over to the other platform. So grab a snack. You guys have all of this in the cord. The cord link is in the chat and pinned. Feel free to drop another comment if anyone needs me to refresh that link and get them in. And then otherwise, I will see you next week. Don't forget Thursday. Thursday, we are working on the next portion of this. The Bramble Bloom Circle Vest, so you guys don't want to miss it. And if you guys did already miss round 1, that is in the Get Hooked playlist. Alright, I'm going to end this because it's obviously not unfreezing, but the great news is...
Tears of joy, see you in a few.
The great news is we got the whole thing going. We got it all. Alright, that's how we're going to end. Guys, I will see you later. Peace out, Stitches. See you next time.